Hello, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Tiny Bunny. Tiny Bunny is a horror visual novel game, which, who was it that made it? Psychono? It was developed by Psychono, and I think it's developed by Psychono, if I'm remembering, and Zero Interactive. I'm hoping I'm saying their name right. I'm sorry if I butchered it wrong. I forgot to reread who is it that develops and publishes this game, so I'm sorry. But yes, this is a Russian visual novel horror game, and I'm excited to play this because this is just the prologue, what we're playing tonight, or rather what I'm playing in this video. And I think the full version comes out very soon. I think this month, actually, about 2 days. So if a lot of people really like this game, I will definitely continue it. I'm gonna turn the sound down just a little bit, just a little bit. But anyway, let's get started. New game. Oh, and I tried out a new layout, by the way, so I hope this is a lot better than what I've been doing the past couple of Let's Plays. Let me know in the comments below if you like this setup better. The wind clawed at my window all night long. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song, weaving all sorts of voices, shrills, gentle, sneery, twine in the wind, in the air. They were shouting and laughing and arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen in a lot of its days, and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with its inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest, and the green thicket gazed back with its hollow gaze, rustling, whistling, swaying back and forth. One could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there was nobody behind the crooked trees. Fuzzy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. Or could they? It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. Still. Oh, you can see a fox in that picture I just now noticed. Hey, put your book away. How many times must I tell you not to read at the table? It is bad for your health. Look how slouched you are. Hide. Sorry, Mom. I didn't protest and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Oya had already finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. Oh God, ain't that too early for sweets? Then again, my dad also has a habit of eating candy bars after breakfast. She was so enthusiastic, she almost looked like your typical girl from the commercials. You're not going anywhere until you finish all of it. I, on the other hand, was trying to drill a hole into the plate with my eyes, as if it would make the porridge disappear. Hayes' anxiousness welled up inside, all because of the previous sleepless night, the black forest around the house, and the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. It looked like jellyfish from the Kazostis Oasis. I love that show. We got a nerd. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. Okay, maybe not. I actually ask myself this a lot. Or how cold the Black Forest is at night. The spoon fell out of my hand. Uh-oh. Mom showered me with a cold glare from her green eyes. What did I say? I'll get it. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. What's this? Carved on the other side of the table. I actually like that. Like, as you could see, like, as the sprite was walking away, you can hear little footsteps. I like that. I like that a lot. So far, the art in this game is really pretty, I must say. What's this? Carved on the other side of the table. Karina. Huh. That's my mom's name. I guess she carved it with something pointy when she was little. She sure was a rascal, damaging the furniture like that. She would have scolded me for a week if I did something similar, though. Should I remind her about it? No. She's been in a bad mood lately. I imagine her being my age, sitting under this table. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? I imagine my grandmother coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed, where Oya sleeps nowadays, and saying in her soft Sioux voice, "Tanga is a special place, little girl. It's watching you closely, sniffing you out, trying to discreet what kind of beast you are. If you're a good sort." I don't know why I'm talking in his voice. I don't have a grandma voice, I'm sorry. "It won't abandon you in times of trouble. But if you're a bad apple, it'll grab you by the side and drag you under the ground. And that would be it." Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Those were the times without the maddening screams until late at night, without smashing dishes and mutual accusations. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening one of their conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandma, getting prepared for her funeral. She already had bought a casket, and she called it her cute funeral box? Why? Weird. It waited for its time in the closet, patiently. It was a black upholster with meat-colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandmother was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive, only all the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures were gray faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead but a watchful look on their eyes. I crawl out from under the table. Ola was done with her cookies and was looking at my share like a sly wooden criddler. I turned my gaze towards the frosted window. There was a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern of the forest formed a picture on the glass. Ola, look, it's a fox. Where? It almost looked like one of those optical illusion things they put on the back of the students' notebooks. A mixture of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit, and look under a certain angle, not outside, on the window. Look, here's the nose, and here's... Hey, eat up! Yes, just a moment. I don't see anything. Hurry up, you don't have much time left. There it is! But it doesn't look like one. And I'm telling you, it does. It does. Stop it. These kids, I swear. Now, I couldn't see the fox either. It disappeared. Went away. Only the frost pattern, similar to sketch, out-netted leaves, creeping up on the glass. My dad entered the kitchen with a long, measured steps, and am I blocking his face? Yeah, I am. Oops. Hold on. My dad entered the kitchen with a long, measured steps. Sorry, I read it as muscular. Whoops. I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. Mom always asked jokingly, "Come on, shave it off. It stings." This was long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty combats were an everyday occurrences. Ola always covers her ears whenever she hears something like, "What's the point of all of this?" for the wall. "It's all for your sake," Dad would reply. "For the sake of our family." I always catch every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded, the deadliest word that starts with a D. D-I-V-D. I don't even want to finish it. Oh. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken to two different families. Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl in my window. Ugh. You and your owl talk again. You said you believed me just yesterday. Has anybody seen my car keys? I remember leaving them on the windowsill. Right. Maybe you did, maybe you're not. You're a grown man, a father of two, and still... Karen, please, stop. Just let me get ready in peace. Your keys are on the basket near the phone. Well, thank you very much. Anton, stop making a marauder out of yourself and finish... Ah, shit, hold on. I don't know what it said. Sorry, I accidentally clicked it. And the owl? There was no owl. But there was one! And it had a giant glowing eyes. Ola sprung from the chair and placed her hands on her little face, imitating a pair of eyes with her fingers, the size of an apple each. Last year you had
Barba in your closet. And now this owl. What the fuck is a Barba?
But I saw it. Ola shifted her gaze back and forth from her dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support.
Have you thought about befriending it? You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice.
Don't bully our girl. She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little.
Ola pouts her lips in rebellion and rushes into the hallway.
The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. So far, the dad seems like an asshole.
But and the mom's kind of seems of an asshole as well, so I'm not sure what side I'm on.
The staircase led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Oh, that look in her eyes. It was so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just snorted in reply and left, reading with the keys he just found. A minute passed, and the theme song from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. It was sorted in incredible worn-out cassette tape. Sorry. Oh my god, the cassette tapes are now so outdated I can't even say them anymore. Which Dad had already tried to glue it back together once. It was so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for an example. But how do you fix a relationship? Mom moved to the living room and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. Oya had trouble sleeping ever since we moved to this house. She would toss and turn, or curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped her take her mind off all the trouble we had with the move and our parents.
Oh god.
And then Oya said that she saw a giant flying monster outside her window. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Oya refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. After tonight, I was unsure what to make of my sister's words, what to think of it myself. Can nightmares be infectious? Just last night, I couldn't sleep a wink and ended up thinking about what to expect in my new school. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of a new term. My imagination drew twisted hallways that led to a classroom full of kids. But all the students behind their desks were simply dark figures, cut out using a template. The circular holes gapped in the middle of their faces, and a pair of eyes blinked inside those holes. It was as if some completely different creatures were looking at me from behind the flat black silhouettes. And I hear fucking floors creaking. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Their cruel glares, filled with icy sneers, made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Won't they gain up on me and beat me down? Stomp me with their bloody shoes? The damn school can burn for all I care. I just wish for anything to happen. Doesn't matter what. I didn't want to go there that badly. I didn't want to see people who were just itching to smack me on the head, trip me,
Think of a new offensive name for me, and worse than the previous one. Oh shit, okay. He was bullied a lot in his last school. I felt the glasses I wore made of an outsider or some sort of monster. My gaze slid across the drawings, hanging on the walls. I could consider myself a great artist, but Oya begged me to hang them. Drawing them was the only thing that made me felt happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had enjoyed with my paintings, and they all promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagine Mom picking up the phone and saying in the code voice, "You have the wrong number." Or, Anton is not around. And Anton is not around. I imagine my future classmates lying in their beds, just like me, listening to the howls of the invisible werewolves outside of their windows. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all? But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he's married to the most beautiful woman on the planet, my mom. The house creaks, pressing by the window. By the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor condo building, buzzed with a neighbor's drill, mumbling with a TV set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from the big family next door. The current house, I thought I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent and easy, going during the day. Shadows lay dormant in the corners of the closet, cobwebs under the stairs. But they all had woken up during the night. Something was watching me from every corner, almost as if old photos of my deceased family, with their ashen eyes, were hanging on the walls in place of my drawings. Well, it's time to take those pictures down, is what I'm saying. Which I'm surprised your parents haven't done yet. Not gonna lie. The floors squeak. Rusty drains were moaning. The attic was occasionally noisy drafts. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. And then I realized, in fact, hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Oh, this isn't background music. This is actually... Oh, okay. Somewhere at the edge of my procession, I could hear a flute. It was mixed with the sound of the wind, of creaky old house, and my thoughts too. Oh shit. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that the music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone was playing it there, almost in the amidst of the snowy night, right? Open? Oh, I like the animations. What the fuck is going on back there? Is that wolves? Someone was dancing in the field. Black silhouettes I can barely make out, with the dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, basking in the moonlight, bumping into piles of snow, running around and crawling all on fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these are certainly not wolves. They stood up upright at times, circling around, holding hands, whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows, and for a brief moment, and coming back. Something bizarre was going on. Shadows danced in the starless abyss, made my imagination go wild, mixing my anxious at the same time. Then suddenly, the music stops. I don't like this. The dancing shadows froze in place. I swear, pierced with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted the bizarre snow carving and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. Oh no. Oh, that was not a wolf. They were standing on two legs. Oh god. They were eating that fucker right. It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch black shadows of my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like a bird inside a cage. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back towards the bed. They saw me. A freezing torment of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room, listening to some unwanted guests move and scraped around, looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the right, then circling around the house. Now my guests should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with a blanket as if to protect me. Yeah, that's not gonna fucking save us, but I would be fucking terrified. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remember the funeral. My grandma was lying there, hands across her chest. Her facial expression sharp, like of that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chairs that held my grandmother's cassock. I imagined those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling her eyelids with their tiny legs. Oh dear God. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside the sockets and she would be seeing her grandchildren. I was chanting the spell she taught me throughout the whole procedure. And now, lying on the blanket and listening to the squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same words. On the island of Bunya, underneath the blasphemous sun, in the sea of the color blue, stands a cabin in the middle of the wood. There lay lard and ashen hair for the spawns of the devil slayer, to feast and always leave alone, God's faithful servant named Anton. Evil leave this house must. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hangman. And then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror. The sounds scraping at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone were scratching at the front door. Oh shit. Hurtling, clawing at the wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at the forest intently, as if he was looking for someone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I hugged my knees, placed my chin between them, and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the might of darkness. And then the doorknob twitched slightly. Then it turned halfway, once, twice, as if the person was trying to enter with no hands. I don't like this. I don't like this. The doorknob tilted once more, and then started clicking violently. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. My jaw clamped from fear. My wet fingers clutched at the blanket. The door creaked open. The wind taught me, moaning inside the tin drains. And now you'll see. The door was wide open. The darkness withered inside the carnivorous mouth of the doorway. No, I don't want to see. Tony. It was as if the night was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges, and I don't like this. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that was hunting in the corner of my room, waiting for the one to weave it out and come out of the gaping black hole, and I don't like this. Tony, no, fuck off, whoever's doing that. My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, Tony, are you asleep? Oh, my sister's pale face protected from the thick shadows, oh thank God. I almost screamed from relief. Oya, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Oya frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's there again, staring at me. Shoo her away, Tony, please. I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Oya down. It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's gonna harm you. Oya sobbed. I was fucking terrified. That kind of had me going, though. That had me going. She was trying her best to believe me. But was I sure of myself? I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video. Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does Sleeping Beauty have a prince? And I have this scary bird. That question took me by surprise. Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What studied me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon? The darkness was clinging to the window, and it couldn't have been fooled by my grandmother's old chants. It couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard and long ashen hair. Tony? Tony, are you coming? Yes. Just a moment. Ah! Am I dead? Oh, it was a dream. It was a dream. I did not like that. I did not like that. I did not like that at all. Oh, God. Fuck you, werewolf. That's why I didn't want to laugh at Oya's and her owl in the morning. Who could be visiting here? In the middle of nowhere? We don't know anyone around here. So persistent. I felt extremely unsettled just by a silly thought that our morning guest could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide in the closet, under the table, behind the curtains, where Ola always hides. Tony, come here. I felt the kettlebells were tied to my feet, but still dragged them towards the hallway. Is that the police? A couple of policemen towards over to me at the doorway. Oh, okay. They smelled like frost and worry. What does worry smell like? Is it like blueberries? I actually like blueberries. My mom always winced and grumbled at the moment she saw patrol cars. Worse than bandits. At the moment, though, she looked somewhat confused. Hello? The senior officer, who wore a grim expression, nodded. A boy has gone missing yesterday. His name was Vovan? Did I read that right? Vovan? I'm not sure. Look at this, please. Have you seen him? The policeman held out a photograph to me. Was that supposed to be the policeman saying it instead of the mom? Because it said the mom, right? I wasn't making that up, right? It really did sound like it said mom, so it's kind of weird the police is not saying anything. The police held out a photograph to me. There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school, pictured with wall carpet as the backdrop. He had a striped cat in his hands and wore a wide smile. The cat is cute, not gonna lie. No, I haven't. Are you sure? Look closely. Where did I see him? Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely leave the house.
Well, maybe you have seen him from the window?
That's right. Your window looks straight at the forest, don't they? The window. No, I haven't seen anything. Like a liar, I said that.
I see.
He sounded tired, but his stare long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly under the weight of guilt, which had his giant shadow cast over me. The policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the staircase, and the crack in the ceiling, which I haven't noticed before for some reason. How do you like your new place, by the way? Getting used to it? Bit by bit. It's just our daughter misses the city a lot.
Misses the city, huh? Have the locals been treating you well?
Yes, everything is all right. Thank you. The policeman pierced through me once more with his gray eyes. My head started spinning. Can I help you somehow? I asked in that shaky voice to look like a polite boy and to end the unpleasant conversation sooner.
Now that I think about it, you look just like one of my nephews, little fella. He was a witty boy around your age. Wears the same type of goggles. Well, always engrossed in reading in those mystery novels. Told me if he wants to enroll the police school when his family visit this summer. Wanted to help other people, just like me, you see.
I felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me.
You know what? Little boys like you should be staying at home. Steer away from trouble. The times have changed so much. Mother interjected with a cold voice.
You don't say.
Oh, well then. What grade are you in, Tony boy?
6.
Have you made any friends here so far?
Not yet. I've been going to school for the first time after the break.
Ah, then I'll leave you my number just in case. Call me if you have any new info.
The policemen were gone along with their shadows, the smell of cheap cologne, and the photo of the smiling boy. His face still stood before my eyes. I wonder what it's like for him, being on alone. There. For some reason, I thought of the forest, swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I've gone missing? Would they cry and thrash about hysterically? Or would they just accuse each other, like they always do, and forget about me? Eventually? Mom, this, Volvan, did he go missing in our forest? Seems like it. Poor child. I looked out the window at the road. The police, UAZ drove off towards the village. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting off old paint from the windowsill. I remember all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series, sorry my throat, I've been reading this summer. Your average boys and girls investigating all sorts of mysteries there. They look for clues, spy on suspicious people. After a set of amazing ventures, bam, solved any complicated cases. They became local celebrities and must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of policemen's footsteps that led to the forest. And then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start investigation of my own? Maybe I'll find that lost boy. Yeah, we'll go and be detectives and not get ourselves bloody fucking murdered. Yeah, that's one way to start. Such a bad idea, but okay. And I'll get a reward. Oh yeah, would be so happy. And not only Ula, is it? I'm gonna probably missay her name so much. I'm sorry. Ola, is it? Oya, and not only Oya, Mom and Dad too. Maybe they'll even forget about their quarrels for a while. Maybe I'll even save us from the D word. I fantasized about buying Ola a Tamagotchi. Oh, I miss having one of those. I miss a Tamagotchi. I miss having one of those. If anybody doesn't know what a Tamagotchi is, it's one of those little it's a little game thing, almost about this small, and it has like a little keychain, and it has like a virtual pet inside. It could be like a rabbit, a cat, a dog, a snake. I think I had a rabbit or a snake. I can't remember which one. And I would feed it, clean it, and if you don't feed it or clean it on time, it dies. No, seriously. If you don't feed it and clean it in real world time, it fucking dies. And you have to start all over again. It's morbid as fuck, but it's like, I like the toy because it actually kind of teaches you on how to raise your pet. Though 9 times out of 10, the Tamagotchis I had, it's like, even though I took care of the pet very well, it still fucking died by the time I wake up the next day. Oh, goodness. And getting a cassette player and a bunch of other tapes for myself. And a whole box of Kinder Surprise. Oh god, I have not had those in a long time either. I think it's like one of those chocolate eggs and it has a toy inside. Is that what they are? I've seen them at stores, I just never bought one. I do remember them as a kid and I wanted to try them, but I never got to try them because my mom wouldn't let me have them because
every time I even beg to buy candy at a store, she says no. Even if it's a candy I never had before, she says no. I don't know if it's because we were poor as fuck or Mom didn't just want me to have chocolate at all.
When was the last time our parents bought us any toys? Last autumn, I think. My dad had lost his job at the time, and there's that annoying song about it. I had little to no idea what was the accountant's job like. They count money, I think. Neighbors used to envy us, but nowadays Mom and Dad barely had any money to afford sweets, and Dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Ola. Yikes. Oh, damn. Sometimes I gave her my share too. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a pipsqueak. I couldn't wait to go out looking for clues. I'm going outside. Yeah, right. You want the police to go around with your photograph next? The forest is so thick. What if the boy had got snatched up by wild animals or something even worse? Even worse, echoed through the hallway. I won't go far. I'll stay away from the forest. Did you hear what I just said? Or should I repeat myself? Better go pack your school bag or play with Ola. Or Oya. The sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over and Mom had the last word. Open. The dark, stuffy closet. Mom says it smells like mice, but how would she know their smell? She hates it when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid I'll cut myself on the freshly sharpened axe.
Take the axe if we're going to go to the forest. Look, I'm just saying, take the axe. Mom won't have to know. Just take the axe with you when we go to that fucking forest. Is all I'm saying. You're 12. It sounds bad, but fuck it. We gotta take it with us if we're gonna go in that fucking forest, dude. My dude. And Ola can't be lured close to it. She thinks Barba is living in there. What the fuck is a Barba? I gotta Google that later. I tried to help her fight her fears once. I opened the door and turned on a dim lamp, so she would see there was nothing but cobwebs, Dad's tools, and scratched walls. Sorry. She still didn't believe me, and I like to hide in the cool closet and listen to Ola count outside. 1, 2, 3. Better hide from me. And then drag her feet by the creaking floorboards, hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the cramped monster's den. Let's check out the fridge. Grandma kept ice cream for me and Ola there, but now I can only see meat bits for soup and clammed together polemma? Oh, shit. Hold on. Back as a polemma. Sorry. I was trying to say this. Does that highlight means I'm supposed to look at something? Sorry. Can I talk to the mom? Oh, I can click on this. Okay. I took a peek at Mom's crossword puzzle. She would get very angry when someone gave her advice, so me and Dad faked knowing the answers and being about to reveal it all the time. I smiled at that fleeting thought. Vertically, 9 letters. The name of the Philistine deity that protects them from the vapor bites and had a nickname, Lord of the Flies. The second letter is E.
I'm not too familiar with Lord of the Flies, honestly, so I don't know. It's difficult to lie to Mom, but there's no other way for me to run away from her from home. Mom, something's wrong with the TV. The picture is dim and there's stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted. Ah, you're killing me here. So, have you been enough shooting those damn ducks now? Told you the kaleidoscope will go dim because of your console. Where would we find a TV technician in this hole, huh? Maybe it's just the settings? Please, go see yourself. Strange. It went fine this morning. Maybe the snowfall caused it. Mom rubbed her hands clean on her apron and went to Ola's room. Oh. Now's my chance. I opened the front gate and went into the field. Carefully, so Mom wouldn't see me far from the window. When I crossed half the distance towards the forest, the snow piles became high as my knees. I remember my nightly fears. I saw those silhouettes around here. And oh look, there's birds in the background moving. Hi, birds. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head, all on its own. In the light of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there, distant ringing in my ears, distorted shadows clawing at the snow alongside me, and barely an audible whispered in my head, blurred and almost kind. Everything was silent. So silent, I felt like the world was totally empty. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Oya. The time reached its limits, a one-way trip that ended at the forest pine stockade. I don't know if I read that right. Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing, and both me and Oya turned to stone, listening to them. But then always came at the ringing silence. Our apartment became numb of a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around, laughed, or spent time together. Almost like all of it was a previous life. When they kissed in Olya's present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day, it all changed. Something important had left our home, and something scary filled the remaining void. As if a fire broke up, and our parents were hurrying, packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From who, though? From the people with dead, cold eyes, who sometimes visit us in our previous home? Who? The eyes that only saw balls of worms on the black ground and everything. And somewhere far away, a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the coming menace. I shuddered, casting away my delusions, and looked around. They were only me, this white field, and the wind that was whipping up ice dust and belts of powdered snow. I squint from the sun and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in contrast with the blinding whiteness. Cobbing tree roots slithered from underneath the snow like fat snakes. rotten leaves, confrontless needles froze into the ice. Dry, prickly branches intertwining, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. And that's a glove. Or is that a leaf? I can't tell. Were they protecting the forest? Or were they keeping something from breaking out? Some object was hanging from one of the pointy branches. I tried to get closer. I'm gonna save. Because I'm scared. I tried to get closer, drowning in snow. And when I almost got up to the edge of the forest, I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wounded bird among the hungering, semi-dark. Should I take it to the police? The senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights. He was always anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will this mitten help them find the lost boy? Vovan. I hear a distant shout. Looked like it came from the river. Vovan. As if the trees were calling out to someone. Vovan. Resounding closer to me. Someone was standing there, behind the trees, hiding. Oh, I hear it now. Oh, shit. I don't like that. I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still, something was unsettling about that figure. Its stillness and how it bent looked natural towards the ground. Its blackness. There is no one there, just branches and roots. It's all in my imagination. A nearby bird flapped its wings loudly. Oh, shit! I didn't even notice that. That's not fair. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that at all, game. A shadow split from the tree and disappeared from my sight. I looked away just for a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the same place, it was gone. So it was my imagination after all. Silence reigning from a painful long time. I don't like this. Can we leave? I vote on leaving. My muscles were tightly sprung. My heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, a little small whisper from the thicket, and I sprinted. But nothing sort of happened. I looked at the mitten once more. Take it! I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. Am I dead? Volva! Shell rumble across the field and dissolve into the distance. I don't fucking like this. No echo. No hope for reply. I stepped towards the bristly trees and tried to claim my find. It didn't budge. I pulled harder, and the branch cracked, and the mitten torn off, landed in my hand with a squishy sound. Why is it squishy? All too heavy. Wet. Oh no. I squeezed it without thinking, and something dark spilled from it. forming a tiny string between the mitten and the snow. Steam rose from the snow pile.
Oh my god.
Is that a severed hand inside that mitten? Oh dear God, I regret everything. I froze in place, studying my palms in disgust. Red. The sound of creaking branches invaded the silence. I didn't have time to think twice before running away. Someone was chasing me from the darkness, breaking pine branches, closing the distance with giant leaps. Snow was slowing me down. Crazy thoughts filled my mind. Oh God, run boy, run. I'll get caught. They'll get me. I'll get dragged into the thicket and I'll be gone forever. But there was one more voice. Probably one of reason. It gave me the strength and spurred me on. You can do it. Don't stop. I hear an animal roar from behind me. It was so loud my ears went numb. It felt like the sound had coming from a pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. The nostrils sucked in the freezing air, and they sensed my fear. Two giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing and a hoot and a wheeze. The roars were coming from all directions now. From the dry-up raspberry bush, from the twisted pines, and from under the windfall. Hurry, run, don't look back. It felt like I was inside of a nightmare. The snowy clearing became vicious like a quicksand. I was stuck in place. I pulled my leg from the mushy trap just to catch up to a new one, even deeper than before. Oh God, this is fucking intense and I hate it. I continued down, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push. Was snow even this sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. What the fuck is happening? Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching my pants. Oh no. I gathered all my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my legs were gone. My boots slipped out of the hole, and my shoes and my soles were on the hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump from there and ran to my house. Its gloomy facade didn't look frightening now. That house was my line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and the creature that were hiding under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks, as if a dog was striking the wood with its paws, demanding to be let in so it could disappear, so it could escape the cold. I hadn't noticed these marks when I was leaving. The heartbeat in my ears was much louder than my surroundings. I can hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already out in the front yard and my mom had locked the door? Oh no. Drowning in fear, I pulled the doorknob and it obediently gave away. Oh God, I have never felt this fucking tense. Holy shit. I did not like that at all. Oh my God, I did not like that. I had rolled into the hallway and shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked at my pursuers ascending the stairs. My fingers slipped off the lock, and I couldn't click it into place. Boy, lock the fucking door! I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of the pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than the blankets. Wheezing breathing reached onto the house and crashed at me in the waves. It smelled of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen, chastised me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad.
What exactly didn't you understand when I told you to never slam the door?
I didn't mean to. I snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone, and the breath was too. There was someone in the first place, of course. Here, mere 5 meters away from Mom. My fears were slowly awakening, melting like snow in spring, and with the last bit of strength I had left in my body, too. My legs gave away. I plopped myself against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. My mom's expression had changed immediately. The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked at the same as before all those quarrels. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow.
Where have you been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to stay home. Am I nothing to you too?
I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like I was very little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel and her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest, did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret? There was someone chasing me. I thought... I stuttered as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears were welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned towards me and sniffed my collar like a beast, searching for the smell to...
Are you kidding me, Mom? Your child was being fucking chased by a bloodthirsty... If your child is like scared out of their mind and they're fucking crying and say, hey, someone was fucking chasing me outside, and the first thing you check is to see if they were smoking... I fucking hate fucking parents like her. I fucking hate them.
Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. Her expression had changed in an instant, and she covered her hand in her mouth.
See, I told you there's something out there, Mom.
Look, over there, at the fence. My heart started trampling, as if I became prey once again, and my pursuers were following me at the field. I could have sworn I heard something snatched up at the door, just like my nightmare. My mom beckoned me with her finger, and I gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window, facing my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in the snow through the icy wintern patterns on the glass.
Oh, it's dogs.
Dogs. Just a small pack of strays, with no name and owner, barely reminded of the hungry monsters that lived on the edge of the forest.
Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they're rather scared of you, Anton.
They were chasing me, like a bunny. And what if they were rabbit? The smile slowly disappeared from Mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them. What if they attack, oh yeah. Mom? I wish your dad could just shoot them all.
Excuse me?
Mom, look. They're alive.
Huh? What?
Are they your friend or foe after all? Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. Mom sighed in annoyance, and I felt so bitter that I bit my lower lip, fixed my gaze on the cobweb-ridden corner. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I wasn't risking my life among the cold monsters, but rather my pants among the pack of stupid strays. And for what? What use have I had for this? Mitten. Of course. A dark and sticky mitten that had belonged to the lost boy. Maybe a squished sound in my hand. Seems like that was that it was clutched. It seemed like I was clutching it at it this whole time.
This game is very text heavy, I will say. I mean, most visual novels kind of are-ish, but this is really, really text heavy.
That's my trump card as a detective. I hurried to present this clue to my mom. Mom, look, this is Volva's mitten. That boy that the police were asking about in the morning. It's drenched in blood. I found it hanging in the tree. I can show you where. Let's call the police right away, like the officer told us to. Mom, look. Ew. A shadow of doubt slowly crept onto my mom's contoured face, as if she were trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but the images slipped away. Stop at this moment. Ola will go insane if she hears you. She's already has trouble sleeping and whines all the time. And you joke around like this?
What the fuck?
It's not bleeding anymore.
What?
At that moment, I realized that the mitten was actually wet from snow. There was no blood whatsoever. Then what was the fuck on my hands a moment ago? I wanted to sink for the floor from embarrassment. Come here, my boy. Come here, my boy, who cried wolf. Oh, don't just stand there. Come take your pills. A golden colored pill, resonating of a dead wasp, fell onto my palm. Excuse me? I already took one during breakfast. Don't talk over me. I told you to stay home, and you? Dad would have gave you a good whipping for that. Come on, take it, and you won't be able to sleep at night, and you have school tomorrow. What was that pill? I had to swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down with the seemingly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Viova's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. What? Just like the forest monsters. And Ola's yell. Am I going mad? What's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect, or my overexerting brain didn't let the fear inside anymore. What the fuck is happening? Were we hallucinating? Is that why she's giving us pills? Sincerity washed over me, bringing yawning indifference along with it. Anton, you done? See, you can do it when you try. Take off your coat. Are you asleep? No, Mom. I was just thinking. About what, I wonder? It's just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not some doppelganger that came from the forest. Is everything all right? You had the exact same expression when the police asked you about the window. I'm all right, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh. Fine. It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Oya was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes and switched over to other tapes.
She must really like Disney.
I slowly changed into my home clothes. And honestly, when I was her age, I watched a lot of Disney movies too. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink and studied my reflection in the mirror, like I was trying to solve one of those spot the different puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Javar. Oh, that was in Russian, was it? Like, I reckon, yeah, that was definitely did sound like from Disney's Aladdin, but it sounded Russian because it didn't sound like English. Javar's and Iago's voices died down. I walked past Ola's bedroom and slipped into my own. Open. One of the drawers was empty. I hid the mitten there. Oh, achievement. Where are you, Vival? Viva? I'll never probably be able to pronounce that boy's name. I'm sorry. This simple action drained the last bit of strength from me. I sat on the bed.
I don't like this.
And only then I noticed there was someone behind the curtains. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to medication I took or the stress I went under, the room began to contour as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of snails. The room corners bent and undultal. The only stable thing this whole room was the figure between the windowsill and the curtains. A flimsy piece of cloth was struck to my hidden visitor, just like a servant of sorts. Oya? Who else would be standing there? I stood up, licked my dry lips. Yeah, Oya. It's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It enveloped softly by the curtains, as if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. I reached out towards the curtain. Bam, my heart, controlled by medication. The wind sang in the field with a chorus of voices. For a second, I wanted to return to bed, just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me. They were looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rings rustling against the holder when I pull open the curtains. Gotcha! Ah, you little shit. I knew it was you from the beginning. A blinding bright halo lit above. God damn it! I can read this. Give me a second. Sorry about that. A blindingly bright halo lit above Oya's head with the settling sun as the background. My sister was shining. When she was just a baby, Dad had always used to say that she was shining with happiness. I always resorted, "But Dad, she's not some flashlight." But I brought her to the window one day and sunlight poured onto her smiling face. I felt like I was holding a child woven from light. I saw everything.
Oh, really?
What did you hide?
She was just like my mom when she was little. Before she put on her sad mask of tiredness and switched to her commanding tone of voice. It's nothing. Just Oya ran to the table, her eyes around, and asked,
You stole something and hid it there. Are you a thief?
Excuse me? What? Don't be stupid. I didn't steal anything. A clear image came to mind. The mitten, hanging from the tree branch. What if I did steal it after all? From the forest? From the tilted figure standing behind the black trees? Oya could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted.
Then show me.
Swear that you won't tell anyone. Then I'll show you. Ola wore a polite smile. She's so adorable.
I swear on Mom's heart.
An oath she had made was in one of her movies about the pioneers we watch. Don't say things like that. Oya nodded and made a gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with imaginary key. She was filled with curiosity that she was splashing in her giant eyes. I opened the door and Oya leaned in, holding her breath. It looked like there was nothing but a simple mitten, but some sort of exotic critter.
Is this someone's mitten?
She said as if she couldn't understand what she saw. A certain boy lost it and got him lost himself. And now do you understand how dangerous it is for kids to wander into the forest, right?
He must have been really cold out there. Will they find him?
They will. The police are going house to house, showing his photo to everybody. Oya traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window.
And why would they be going to houses and not the forest? Are they scared?
The question caught me off guard. The police aren't scared of anything. Yeah, right, flashed in my clouded mind. Did they really check every nook and cranny where the darkness, cold, and whispers of icy branches dwelled? If that's the case, how did they miss the mitten? Or did it just appear later? For me. I changed the topic. As if trying to get Oya as far away as possible from the forest thicket. We may get a reward if I go and find this boy myself. A lot of stuff like a field of wonders. Sounds cool, right? Oya wasn't listening to me. She was piercing the forest with incredible adult eyes, uncharacteristic for her.
What if the owl got him?
Nonsense! An owl wouldn't be able to lift a human. But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out my overexerted brain. Stay away from the forest. I think it's how should I put it? It's cursed or something.
Just like in a fairy tale?
No, not like that. More like that spooky take Mom and Dad are hiding from us. Oya shivers and stole a glance at the window.
I saw you running away.
someone was chasing you?
No, it's just I was hurrying back home so Mom wouldn't be worried. I looked at my sister. My heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to strive for light. A gust of wind, and her small fire would have been gone.
You're lucky. Mom wouldn't even let me go outside. I'm like a princess in the tower. Can't go anywhere. I'll die from boredom here.
You're wrong. No one has ever died from boredom. And you have me in your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon.
You know what I wish for my next birthday? I wish for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we could all go and play together like we used to.
Aww. Yeah, and if you make them as small as bugs, we could even put them in a tiny box. Ola giggled and tugged at my sleeve.
Tony, let's go watch Aladdin.
Fig Tig warned over my desire to be with my little sister. I was washed over by some sort of hindrance at apathy. Apathy? I'm too tired. I don't want to.
Come on. It's so boring and alone, and Mom's always busy. We can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before.
I know all your tapes by heart at this point.
Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan. Remember how you fall asleep in the middle of it? And so much happened after that. Let's go.
Maybe a bit later.
Should I tell you how it ends?
Let's leave it for tomorrow.
I won't tell you tomorrow. I know. Let's play hide and seek.
No, oh yeah.
Then draw me a dino.
Ola, please.
Draw it.
Will you leave me alone already? I blurted out without thinking. And then I was immediately taken back. I never screamed at my little sister like that. Oya started to stare at me in shock. Her lips began to tremble, and a precursor to tears. Uh-oh. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What happened to me? I hurried to prevent Oya from crying. All right, you win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit.
I don't wanna.
I came up to her and I put my hand on her soft head. Let's go. Let's go watch Peter Pan.
Boo! You'll fall asleep again.
I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless. I won't. I promise I won't. And I'll draw you a full Triceratops later.
Hooray! Triceratops.
Well, close enough. Oh, that's cute. Oya rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajamas and was shining a smile returned to her face.
I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread, and you rewind the tape.
Wait, condensed milk and bread? Is that something they do in I think it's, what is it? Russia? Is that actually a snack? Huh. Actually, when I was a little kid, I did try like a spoonful of condensed milk when I was little because I was wondering what it tastes like. Like, I first thought condensed milk like it was a can of milk or something. But nope, it was like, it was very thick. So I was thinking, maybe it's like pudding. And I stick a spoon in there one day when Mom had one of the cans open. And I wanted to try it. And it was so sweet, it gave me lockjaw in my mouth. And I was like, oh God, so sweet. Fuck. I regret it. I regret this decision. Ah, goodness.
The bread is fresh, just how you like it.
All right. Just be careful not to spill the milk. Or you'll be yelled at again.
Wanna bet I won't spill it? The tape is somewhere on the nightstand. Look for it.
Oh yeah, disappears in the doorway, and I drag my feet into the neighboring room. Okay, let's turn on the TV, I guess. Wait, what's this little eye thing? Ah, what you can look at. A piggy bank. Oya is saving her money for a real puppy because she said Dad is taking care of him while it take a lot of money. Ola's countless toys. An old teddy bear is on the main art attraction here. Ola doesn't sleep without it. And she digs her nose into its fur when she sleeps. Sorry, I like noises like that. The scary window where Oya sees that a cursed owl every night, lurking in the dark. Oya keeps the curtains open during the day, but as soon as twilight comes, she shuts them tight, so she wouldn't see the pair of hungry eyes outside. Is that it? Yeah, looks like that's it. Okay, turn it on. The old photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. All that was left was clicking the button on the front panel. The tube warmed up familiar. White noise started dancing on the black screen. I almost reached out to turn the VCR when the noise calmed down and a blurry image appeared a moment. What? It was... Demons be gone! Demons be gone! I'm scared now. Oh no. It was a dark tingle forest, just like the one outside my window. Demons, shut up! Demons, shut up! The picture split the screen in half. Something creepy resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Just a few minutes later, the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did it crash some rogue signal? Local TV stations only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently, I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna. What if I can't catch this channel again? On the other hand, Ola asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her, but in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. I'm kind of curious. Mess with the antenna? The picture finally cleared up. But the moment I rejoiced at finding the weird signal again, the TV started coughing. A violent voice coming through the cargophone. He was often seen at the moment when a small shadow, snowy hills was lined up on the screen, pierced with rickety crosses and a male voice narrating it with a slow, mournful voice. Oh.
It was pitch black. It was a pitch black night at the cemetery. In the fateful dark times little Senya met her fate at the face of a monstrous thicket dweller. The locals call him none other than the Forest Master. I froze, and I did my best not to move. As if by doing that, I scared away the narrator. I listened closely to his every word. The beast dwells with the helpless girl in a masterful manner. The camera panned across the snow, with something black spilled all over. It looked like ragged pieces of cloth were thrown all around the place. I didn't want to think whether Senya's remains were wrapped in there, so I shut my eyes without thinking. The voice continued. Wolves are rare guests in these parts. Here's what Tamara, the old woman that lives in the nearby crypt, had to say. A close-up shot of a face of an old, homeless woman wearing from life and alcohol abuse rattled on the screen.
Yes. Such a fearsome beastie it was. Worse than the raising dead.
The old woman spattered saliva all over the rectangular mic.
And the stink. It's like...
The rest of her compassion was swallowed up by the sound of a horn.
I never felt anything like that. It was just standing there, yes, right where you're standing, Boyle, and the pierced me with its eyes, right in the middle of the day. It was so huge, that one, with the glassy eyes.
Obscurity was covered up by another beep.
You know, they say if this demon lies its eyes on you, it snatch you up and put you into his bags, and you're done.
Is that the grandma from what Anton was talking about?
But he won't touch me. Likes me, it seems. So they can't even call me the devil's witch. And it's definitely true.
The carnivorous monster will not touch those who have fallen to the level of the forest beasts, going for the innocent child's blood instead. The forest master presence is felt more and more on the outskirts of our country. I can't tell if that's supposed to be a newscaster or a spooky man talking. I can't tell. Torn between believing in what was said and struggling it away, I decided to record the remaining part of the documentary for some reason. I quickly grabbed the tape that was on top of the TV and put it into the VCR without even looking at the cover. I pressed record and turning up the sound, pay attention to this snippet signal. It is called the Forest Master for nothing. All of the animals obey it, be they hairy or feathery. They're all pursuers for its appearance. If you hear the howls in the distance, and then most likely already knows where you live, well, shit. If you find animal prints all over your doorstep, and the birds watching you from the trees, you better hide. You better. It's already coming for you.
Sorry, I like creepy shit.
And if you wake up at night and see a pair of eyes in your window, then soon,
A lot of soons. Even more soons.
soon.
I don't like that. No, fuck you. Fuck you, announcer tip. Fuck you.
The TV suddenly went mad and looped the last word over and over again, piercing my ears.
Holy shit. I got goosebumps
All over my spine. The tape ended and was rewinding to the beginning. The sound of the rustling tape reminded me of the leaves in the wind and the low howl of the beast. I woke up from my stupor and pressed the button. The VCR ejected the tape. For a moment, I thought I was stained with saliva, but that was just the light from the chandelier making the black plastic glossy. And I saw the cover. Oops! I recorded over Peter Pan. Oh shit. Oops. That's what I get for hurrying. It was bad enough I ruined Olia's cartoon, but I also put this creepy stuff over it. I can't let her see this. We'll drown in tears. Or she'll drown in tears. I snuck a glance at the door. I could hear the clatter of glasses and squeaky floorboards. Olia was approaching the doorway.
You haven't started without me, have you?
Oh, I like this picture. My sister brought the tray with uneven cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. No. I was looking for the tape. Do you really want to watch Peter Pan?
I do. Turn it on already. Mom will come watch her her Brazilian drama soon.
I said Bonanza. Sorry, wrong show.
Her Brazilian drama soon.
Come on. Fake detective.
I don't like Peter Pan.
Maybe we should watch Little Mermaid instead?
I've already seen it so many times. And you promised me.
She's so stubborn. I know. Let's watch a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episodes first. Deal?
Yeah! Fuck yeah!
Ninja Turtles! Yeah! I used to love the old cartoons when I was a kid. And plus, I'm excited about the new game that's coming out for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It doesn't have a release date as of now recording, but I'm excited for it. I can't wait to play it with my friends. But yeah! Fuck yeah! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Always best. Olia frowned, but ultimately gave up. She put the tray down and crossed her hands over her chest.
If you want it so much, can you open the milk can? I'm afraid I'll cut myself with the sharp edges.
As soon as I stood up, colorful dots popped up before my eyes, and my sore legs were pierced by 1,000 needles. Only when I reached for the sofa, I realized that the can was already open. Olia had tricked me, played me for a fool. My stomach became heavy. I wanted to rush over to the TV, but my little sister was faster. She picked up the remote and, being a little slivey bitch that she is, she proclaimed in victorious tone,
Gotcha! 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 As the remote's master, I command you to watch Peter Pan.
I couldn't even open my mouth, and the VCR already ate the accursed tape. She played it, and then black crossing an unmarked grave, empty cryptids, bloody scrapes on the snow, and the insane devil's wrench. I better tell the truth. Oh yeah, stop! I erased the end of your tape by accident. I'll trade it with you for 2 of mine. What do you mean? You couldn't erase it. Me and Dad have broken off those plastic pins with the screwdriver. You can't record anything over my cartoons now. My little sister pressed the triangular play button on the remote. I squeeze on the inside. I waited out for this overt voice of a narrator. But I saw the duel between Peter Pan and Captain Hook instead. I sighed in relief. My head, heavy as a leaden ball, now rested in my hands. Oya smiles in joy. She put the tape on rewind and started spreading the milk all over her bread. And when the cartoon started, she forgot everything. She forgot about everything in the world. As if she really got transported to Neverland, like she always wished it. To be honest, I also imagine myself there, in a land where no one ever ages, where no one argues over little things, where one listens to fights and the sounds of broken plates at night, where no one listens to sound of fights and broken plates at night. But now Peter Pan's land was especially far away from me. My thoughts dragged on, stumbled upon the horrid beasts that awaited me among the trees, and the narrator's muffled voice taunted me. Sliding over the bushes, revines and revines, like a winged carnivore would track its prey. It felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister screamed, pull me back in reality.
Tony, shut the curtains, fast!
Why? No one's watching you.
It's dark, and when it's dark, the owl comes. I'm scared.
I got up from my bed, fighting my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. I did my best to not look outside, and towards the treetops, towards the tangled forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just the visual effects from the shadows of the branches scraping the snow.
Tony, Mom thinks I made the owl up. And Dad, too, thinks I'm a liar since I'm small. But the owl exists. Honestly, it does. Do you believe me, right? That thing comes every night and...
I swiftly grabbed Oya's hand and looked at her in the eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did I really have those qualities? Yes, I believe you, alright? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you. Come on, come and tell me if anything happens. And don't look out the window. But
it wants me to look.
It doesn't matter. Act like it doesn't exist and never exists. Like it's made up. Just like Mom and Dad says. It'll get tired of waiting and fly away. No, there's fucking demons going wrong in this fucking forest. Look, listen, I'm with that little girl. I don't believe in any of that shit. You know, like, there's nothing wrong. It's just your imagination, blah, blah. No, bullshit. I've been seeing some creepy shit. I know something's going on, and I don't like it. I went Southern for a moment. Oh, God. I just want to be silly, just for the sake of silliness. It was madness, but after everything that has happened recently, I was more and more inclined to believe Oya's owl existed. We followed Peter Pan's adventures as if nothing had happened. As if the forest didn't kidnap kids. As if our parents weren't tearing each other apart bit by bit. God, that's really fucking sad. having your kids witness you fighting a lot and on the verge of divorce. If I was fighting with my significant other, I wouldn't want my children to hear it. I wouldn't want them to know. I would just do it quietly as I can, or best I can, so they wouldn't hear. I would be like, we'll talk about this later when they're in school. I don't want to fight in front of my kids. But some parents will do that anyway, and it's like, and it kind of puts a negative effect on parents. Honestly, coming from somebody who had a lot of parents who argue a lot, while they didn't divorce per se, it kind of stings a lot, and it kind of makes you wince and wondered, do they really feel this way? But then, like, once they're not fighting anymore and they act like, nothing happens, then it's like, what was the point of fighting anyway? I don't know, I'm just blabbing, I'm sorry. I'll probably cut this out, but I'm just blabbing right now. But, I feel really bad for the kids. Captain Hook was running away from the crocodile, and Captain Pan was heading to London on the guided sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Olya's eyelids had dropped, and she started snoring lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. The chorus was singing the ending song. The world of Disney was lit up like a silvery moon. Oh shit! I saw an evil rabbit, and it was not tiny. Another moon peeked from under the first time. For the first one, scary and worn, hanging over the tangled forests. The horrific report got recorded over the credits. My throat went dry. My pulse became faster. I looked towards Olya. She smacked her lips in her sleep. We cannot let her see this. I squeezed the remote with all my might and pressed the stop at any moment. I rewounded the recording, checked to see if it was intact, and then carefully took out the tape. The protective pin was still in place. I stood up and left Olya's room. Whether it was by providence or by curse, I hid the tape amongst the mitten at the exact moment Mom peeked into my room. Curse tape achievement. Enough playing around. It's your first day at school tomorrow. Go to bed. You should sleep properly. You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right? Well, damn, Mom. Okay. Bye, Felicia. Adults think everything is so simple. As if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming, to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up, and I can't fully understand my own desires. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some eternal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on and on the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. Thank you for completing episode 1 of Tiny Bunny. Did you enjoy it? Do you want to know what happens next? We've already working hard on continuing the story. Yep, that's right. This was just the prologue, everybody. And like I said, I think the next episode comes out 2 days, if I kind of read the Steam page right. I might be wrong, but I think I don't know if it's like just for early access or the full game is coming out in 2 days. But if you guys really want me to continue and complete, if you guys really want me to keep playing this game, please
leave likes and comments down below the video, because I really do want to keep playing this. But I don't know if I'll probably pick it up again once I'm done with episode 2 of Yumi Neko, or when I'm done with another Let's Play. I don't know. Honestly, I really do want to continue this, because this is really interesting, and this is actually the first visual novel that scared the shit out of me. Or it might be the second, because Fata Morgana, there's a visual novel called The House of Fata Morgana. I don't know if I pronounced the name right, but there were some parts in the visual novel that scared the shit out of me. But this really scared the shit out of me, and I love it. I love it. People think, like, why do you like being scared? I'm like, it's the thrill, it's the adrenaline, it's just fun. Oh, goodness. Let's go back. Did we just go back, or? Oh, the title screen changed! That shadow thing wasn't there before. It was just the little bunny thing itself. I liked it. I really like this. I'm excited to see what the next episode is intense. I'm kind of wondering, is the little boy imagining all of this? Because of, like, why is the parent giving them pills? Are they, like, anxiety pills? Are they pills to keep him from being deluded? Because it seems like it makes him tired, or at least mellow out. It could be anxiety pills, which I thought maybe that could be it, but I'm not sure because I don't know much about how stuff like that works. Or is there's, like, some creepy shit going on and the parents aren't saying shit? It's like the parents are trying so hard to keep the kids from knowing the truth. Do the adults even know what's going on? I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts in my head of what it could be, but I'm so excited wanting to know more. But yes, if you guys like this game, you can buy it on Steam. Well, actually, the Prologue is free right now on Steam. I think you can buy the game when the game comes out in 2 days. I'm not sure, actually. Unless it's just early access. I don't know. You probably have to go read the Steam page and know for sure, but I had fun. I really had fun reading this. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember, guys, mwah, I love you all. Bye! Thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to watch me play this game and others on my live stream, be sure to check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/thepenguinpoet7. I go live every Wednesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time.